Yeah, my name is Vincent Pollard. I'm originally from the UK. I'm the distiller and CEO of Selva Gin in Colombia. I have 10 years experience as a bartender, and now 4 working as a gin rectifier, as a distiller. I trained in Zurich, and we launched the brand about 3 years ago here in Colombia.
Nice. Can you show me your bottle and talk to me a little bit about your label, the name? What's the story behind the name?
Yeah, so the brand is Selva Gin. Selva means jungle in Spanish, and it's the first London dry gin in Colombia. And basically, what we wanted to do with the product and with the label is represent Colombia in a bottle. So the idea is that we're using images. It has a lot of on the label has a lot of images of indigenous myths and Colombian myths, and it's inspired by Gabriel Garcia Marquez with the idea of magical realism. So there's a lot of animals here that don't exist. There's a mixture of reality and fantasy.
So what's the current distribution like? Is it available in US still, or are you looking for an importer?
Right now, we're currently in Colombia, and we launched here at the big 2.5 years ago, actually, in Colombia. With the actual product. It took a long time for the papers. It's been 2.5 years now in the market. We're in pretty much all of Colombia, all the best bars, hotels, and restaurants. We're just starting to export. This week, the first pallet leaves for Switzerland, and then we have Costa Rica and Germany, and I think France coming up soon, but definitely Costa Rica, Germany, and Switzerland. So we're also looking to get into the US market. We've been talking, but we haven't actually got anything concrete there. I think the US market will be good for us just because being a Latin brand, and the number of expats and number of Latin consumers in the US I think it would be. We've had a lot of interest.
When you hear Colombia, you hear party and you hear have fun. So it's a very nice packaging. Talk to me a little bit about when you are pitching a bartender or when you are entering a bar. What's your elevator pitch like? How are you introducing your brand?
Well, I mean, I think what really works well about Selva, the concept was that we're using botanicals from all over Colombia. And like I say, the idea with the bottle and with the label is that we're representing Colombia in a bottle. It's like a kind of love letter to Colombia using different fruits which only exist in Colombia. So we have corozo, which is a palm fruit which only exists in Colombia on the Caribbean coast, and a small part of Nicaragua. So it's interesting. It's a fruit that no one else is using. In terms of profile, I call it a tropical London dry, because we're a London dry in terms of the technique, the style, but it is a bit more contemporary than like a traditional like London dry, like a beefeater or something. It has definitely got more tropical notes. So I think it's 40%, so it's mixable. And I think in terms of the profile, I think it straddles that zone between a London dry and a contemporary gin. So
and how does it taste? Like, can you go over the tasting notes as well? Yeah,
it's very citric, and it has like a herbal backbone with a base of spice. We're using a Colombian fruit called limon mandarino, which is like a kind of calamansi. It's a native hybrid of mandarin and lime, and the corozo, which is like a hibiscus flavor almost. And then we've got cacao, and we've got the cascara, the skin of the coffee bean, just to give it a bit of depth. So I think it's quite well rounded. It's quite it's nice because it straddles that line between a London dry and a contemporary gin. A lot of people have been responding to it that like gin, and people who also don't like gin have also been liking it. So it seems to be hitting a lot of bases.
You said you're already in a lot of outlets in Colombia. What kind of programming or support you've seen that really works in the bars? Like something unique that you guys do to help sell more?
I think what's been working the best, we have a lot of support, like cocktail recipes, and we're always on hand to answer questions. But I think the thing that's really been working the most is just physical presence. The business is me and 3 business partners, 2 are Colombian, and I think the best interaction we've seen and the best help we've given is when we've actually been physically there to interact, talk about the brand, make drinks. And I think that's something that we intend to do in the international level as well.
Very nice.
I think it's worth making those trips to actually interact one-on-one with people. it's much better than hiring a brand ambassador. We tend to keep that within ourselves as much as we can.
Very nice. Anything else, Vincent, you would want to add?
Yeah, basically, I think what's really unique about us is we're the only London dry gin in Colombia. We're the only distilled gin in Colombia. There's a few like compound gins, but we're the only national as well. We also won 95 points in the Bartender Spirits Awards, which we're really happy with, because we are in the company. We are 2 bartenders and a chef and a hospitality manager. So we're all from the industry. We all, work using gin in our job. So we wanted to make something that would work for us, and that seems to have been appreciated.